is a fragment of a story.
We only see the outer shell of facts and happenings through a time period of change in policies, regimes, traditions, and climates. We explore the moment that shaped our present and built our identity.
Legacies, stories behind iconic figures, landmarks, folktales, and myths, linking the past to the present. Experience a journey through time in the history of our country. Know your history every Friday at 9 p.m. on KBC Channel 1.
As we say it here on Good Morning Kenya, Thursday is the new Friday. It is the 13th of August 2026 and we're coming to you live from Naivasha in Nakuru County. Remember, we have been keeping tabs on the 5th ASEC conference, that annual conference that is currently underway. Yesterday, we had the official opening by none other than Cabinet Secretary in charge of roads and transport, that is Davis Churchill. I'm Regina Manyara, and as you say, it's a full intro and a full team here in the studio. We're going to be having Unique the DJ as well as Vivian to carry Thursday is a new Friday as we do it here. So they'll be joining us in not too long to just take matters entertainment to a higher level, or a higher notch. Now for me, we have quite some updates. Kenya is already looking at Vision 2060. What does that mean for you and I as Wenjiko? We have these particular updates as well as the role that engineers are going to be playing in this particular futuristic setup that Kenya is looking at. So now let's, back in studio, let's introduce Victor. That is Vivian as well as Unique the DJ. Maybe they can say good morning before you give it up. We pick it up in as far as news is concerned, or we proceed with the news. Take it away, guys.
All right, good morning, Regina, and a very good morning to each and every one of you who is tuned in to the show this beautiful Thursday morning, the 13th. We are coming to you live from the broadcasting house, as Regina is also getting us, or rather coming to us from Naivasha, where we'll be keeping tabs with what is happening over there concerning the engineers. Now, today being a Thursday, as she's mentioned, it's always the new Friday right here on the show, because we ensure that you get to be entertained this Thursday morning. This is the only place where you get your entertainment in the morning, and we always deliver. That is for sure. I am always here with the very able DJ, Unique the DJ, as well as Mike Mego. If we may begin with Unique, just what do we have in store today? Matters Music. Unique.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Niko best? Mungu ni mwema. Was it on Saturday?
Yeah.
I had an event pale hiyo side nini inaitwa
Uko?
I had an event huko, nimesahau jina.
Yeah.
But I went there, nikafika huko. I think Kenya we have very sijui ni culture gatondo. Sijui South ama North, sikuzia sana, but nilificha nilipata culture huko, it was sijui ni strict ama nini. Tulikuwa kwa event naambiwa that the food that we were served, I think ni mukimo ya
traditional.
Yeah, traditional mukimo.
Yeah.
You are not supposed to serve on the plate, now you use a spoon. Inafaa serve kwa mkono ndo ukule.
Yep.
Ni ukweli?
Welcome to the Kikuyu culture.
Wow. But I really enjoyed learning other cultures. Really enjoy sana. It was amazing. Now today, moving on, I have like great music just line up for you. New music, old school, international, local, all genre. Neleanga tu venye si ufanya each and every Thursday. So like, going with new music this round sina mingi sana.
Okay.
But I just go through a few of them. Ekodida, he has a new song inaitwa Wise Man. Very beautiful song. Major alidrop ngoma jana inaitwa Mboka. Very, very beautiful song. Na kitu nilibamba hiyo song alifeature in most businesses when I think around Nairobi, around Kenya.
Yeah.
And that was something mainly I saw ni venye ana relate na mafansi wake wa biz. Didman, he has a new song inaitwa Sitoki. Dufla Dilgon pia kuna new song inaitwa Zinaletwa, very beautiful song. Oliver Music pia, he has a new song. This guy has been so consistent, like every month ana release song.
Something,
yeah. And inaitwa Osilo. Aliamua kuimba tu kwa Kiteso, so
nice.
every time ni Kiteso. So it's such a beautiful song right there. I'll be dropping them to Kenya. So keep it locked.
Absolutely. You had it from Unique, so that will be sorted later on after we get to have the news and conversations that Mike will be having. Mike, if you can just let us in
today,
on what to expect.
I have two professors and a doctor from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. We shall be talking about how to scale research and youth potential as well as enterprise. That is a conversation I'll be having with them later on. And also, I'll be having yet another conversation with Ibrahim Orenge, who is the founder and chairperson of Abagusi Qatar Association. What are they doing outside country? We shall find out later on in the program. Right about now, I want us to go to Ray Manyara so that she can let us know what is happening in the world of news. Ray?
Thank you very much, Mike and Vivian there, as well as Unique the DJ. Indeed, as we say on Good Morning Kenya every Thursday is a new Friday. But before we get to matters of entertainment, let me bring you up to speed in the last 12 hours, and we start off with a new vision for Kenya. That is, President William Ruto has called on Kenyans to fully participate in forging the country's future by utilizing the national conversation beyond Vision 2030 platform. The head of state says the country needs the development conversation to leapfrog to being one of the leading economies in the future.
At the Kenyatta International Convention Center, President William Ruto led top government officials, corporate heads, stakeholders, and Kenyans at large in unveiling the national conversation that beyond Vision 2030.
Nobody has a monopoly of good ideas. Beyond Vision 2030 is our collective responsibility.
The head of state saying in order to prosper, Kenya needs to have a clear vision of where it wants to be in decades to come.
As the center of gravity, global growth moves to Africa. We must position Kenya appropriately so that we become that epicenter.
The president said unlike Vision 2030, the new vision requires participation of members of the public as guided by the Constitution.
They should go and listen to citizens, for citizens themselves to tell us how they want this to go into the future.
He, however, did not mince words on his critics, who were accused of linking Beyond Vision 2030 to the politics of 2027 general election.
This is not a government project. This is a people's project.
Business, enterprise, and so forth, infrastructure, must rest on strong, stable economic fundamentals.
We need also to reduce government wastage in government. We need to tighten our belts, those who are in government.
Long-term development goals must not be disrupted by electoral cycles and the political leadership that such elections bring up from time to time.
To ensure implementation of yet to be launched Beyond Vision 2030, Parliament will have to ring-fence it through legislation.
A legislative proposal in terms of a bill that will now anchor this process of a national vision into law, so that we obligate all future leaders to the time we are 100 years as a nation and beyond.
For a long time, I've been thinking, when will this materialize? And to see it just open, just in front of my eyes, I can tell you it is an opportunity that the country needs to embrace.
Why Singapore is 40 times ahead of us while we started together at independence? It's because of political parties and political party ideologies. They believe in the ruling party that has hygiene. This is what we lack in our country.
The implementation of the vision itself requires to be held by the economists. And the Economist Society of Kenya has experts that can help in the implementation of that particular document, that is the vision beyond 2030.
Giverson Maina, KBC Channel 1.
Now, Kenya is fully looking at Vision 2060. Now, to matters transport is that the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, and its Director General, Nahanshan Odhiambo, have been sued for contempt of court after allegedly defying court orders on the instant fines rollout system. Now, the development stems from a High Court directive that extended interim orders suspending the implementation of an automated tariff fine system that was to be imposed on motorists until a case filed is heard and determined. A spot check by KBC Channel 1 depicted that motorists have been recently fined, with majority calling for public participation and clear road signs before the rollout kicks off. Ruth Omboy with further details.
In May this year, NTSA stated it will implement instant fines for speeding motorists, with the Road Safety Association rushing to the court to oppose the move. And a High Court sitting in Kerugoya on May 29 temporarily suspended implementation of the partnership between NTSA and the PESA Print Consortium. Despite the order, NTSA has continued to impose the instant fines.
At the time of my alleged offense, there were no visible 50 km/h road signs erected on the ground to give fair warning for a drastic speed drop from 110 km/h on that stretch of road. The motorists are being subjected to depositing money into Kenya Commercial Bank account or agent and directed to an individual account. All of government revenue should be transparent, and the imposed fine should be processed through the official e-citizen platform, which provides a verifiable audit trail.
Road Safety Association Chair David Kiare has filed a contempt of court lawsuit against the NTSA and its Director General.
Kuna mtu anaweza kuwa katika hali ya emergency, atajulikana namna gani akipigwa na askamiwa na hiyo kamera, kwa sababu anaweza kuwa maybe uko na mgonjwa na huwezi enda na mdo ambao umewekwa hapo wa 50.
It is not fair because there is no enough justice. Yes. Kwa vile ukipelekwa kotini unaweza kujitetea na upigwe fine, at least inawezekana. Lakini pale unajua hakuna mtu utakuja uambiwe umefikwa fine, hakuna kujitetea na hiyo fine imeshatokea. Kwa hivyo hakuna justice.
The contempt application is set to be heard on 26 November. Motorists in the meantime have called for the halting of the implementation until the petition challenging it is heard and determined.
Hatujakataa kupigwa fine. Ile kitu tunaomba ni hii. Mahali kuna kamera, barabara ziwe zimewekwa speed limit. Ndio ujue speed ile unafaa uende, lakini si kuwekea mtu kamera na hakuna speed limit imewekwa hapo.
The contested system remains frozen pending a further ruling on November 26 in a petition filed by the Federation of Kenya Consumers and Road Safety Association of Kenya. With the motorists calling for the transparency in the whole exercise for now, the High Court orders challenging the legality of the exercise remain fully in force. Ruth Wamboi reporting from Nairobi County.
Well, that is a developing story. We're going to continue keeping tabs on that particular bit. Now, President Ruto's nominee for the chairperson of the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, has called for the installation of body cameras on uniformed police officers on duty, as well as CCTV cameras in all police stations to enhance accountability. While appearing before the National Assembly's Administration and National Security Committee for approval hearings, Duncan Ojwang Oburu has also urged members of parliament to increase the budgetary allocation for IPOA to enhance its capacity and improve its performance.
I, Duncan Ojwang.
The vetting of the nominee for chairperson of the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, Duncan Ojwang Oburu, focused on the improvement of public trust towards police officers.
We've heard of many cases of deaths at most of our police custodies. So that is another issue which I would really want the proposed chair, in case he's lucky to get approved by this committee, which I'm optimistic he will, tell us what he'll do about those issues which have put the government in the bad light.
The nominee, who previously worked in the United States of America, pushed for installation of body cameras on police officers on duty and CCTV cameras in all police stations to enhance transparency in the police service.
If I succeed, I will publish my number as long as Kenyans don't visit me. But I really want to be reachable in every case, because it's unfortunate that we can have such a elaborate Bill of Rights, but we still have a few police officers who violate and kill Kenyans at the tempo of justice. There shouldn't be anywhere safer for a Kenyan than a police station.
The nominee also called for legislative review to extend IPOA's oversight mandate to all armed agencies, including the Kenya Wildlife Service, Kenya Forest Service, and the police reservists.
And not just coming out to deal with one or two cases of shooting, but looking at how the whole policing and the code of policing is reformed to be in tandem with the current constitution.
MPs sought to understand how the nominee would balance the independence of IPOA and fostering a cordial relationship with the Inspector General of Police, with Ojwang committing to ensure the operations of the authority are guided by the law. The National Assembly is expected to consider the decision of the Committee on Suitability of the nominee next week. Gishoke Washira, Good Morning Kenya.
Now to matters politics. Democracy for the Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua is facing growing criticism over his recent remarks touching on the death of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Leaders and political groups in Kisumu and Mombasa counties are accusing the former deputy president of politicizing Odinga's death and have challenged him to present any evidence he may have to investigate agencies rather than making the allegations through the Fourth Estate.
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua's remarks have opened another front in the increasingly heated political debate surrounding the death of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. In Kisumu County, members of Bunge la Wananchi say Gachagua should desist from making statements that could reopen painful emotions among Raila supporters.
We want to tell Rigathi Gachagua that we are still mourning Raila, and the family of Raila are still mourning their beloved father and the father of the nation. Kindly desist from this issue of talking about the death of Raila each and every time.
Sentiments echoed in Mombasa County, where political leaders were advised to allow investigative agencies to establish the facts instead of using public platforms to make claims that could heighten tensions.
Wewe kama unajua enda DCI. Watu wote umetaja kwamba waliwawa. Wewe enda kwa DCI, eleza DCI nini ilifanyika, hatutaki kujua propaganda.
The reactions come against the backdrop of continued political realignments ahead of the 2027 general election. In Migori County, a section of UDA leaders say they are ready to work with their ODM counterparts in support of President William Ruto's re-election bid.
We are here to reaffirm that we are comfortable working together with our big brothers and sisters, and we are also comfortable going to the race with them, just like the children of the same father.
The ODM Disability League has also reiterated its support for the ODM-UDA alliance.
Tumesema watu wenye ulemavu lazima wakuwe katika meza hiyo. Lazima tukue hapo, tuzungumze, tujulikane nafasi yetu ni nini. Tukisonga hapa mbele 2027 tuko na mipango na tunaamini ya kwamba serikali hii ya UDA na ODM ndiyo serikali ambayo itakuwa katika serikali bado.
And calls are growing for increased support for women seeking elective positions ahead of the 2027 general election, with leaders saying the constitutional 2/3 gender principle can be achieved without changing the law.
2/3 of either gender should occupy parliament. As we speak today, that parliament is shot by 116 women if we were to meet that threshold. But we are saying, for us to achieve this, we don't need to change the law. All we need is to support the women.
Now to some good news for public officers, as employers will now be legally required to provide civil servants with formal advance notice before any transfer, alongside a clear justification for the relocation if a bill seeking to improve the welfare of public servants becomes law. Now, the Employment Amendment Bill of 2023, sponsored by Kimilili, a member of parliament, that is Dismas Baraza, whose debate commenced yesterday, Wednesday, has received overwhelming support from members of the National Assembly who term it as long overdue. The bill aims to eliminate arbitrary and punitive transfers that have long been used to intimidate or punish public officers.
We have some women who have suffered because of sexual harassment, where they don't heed to those harassment, Madam Chair. They are the people who are leading those institutions who transfer them as a way of punishing them from one station to the other, and even men as well, because this sexual harassment has no respect for gender. And to stop those things that the transfers must, one, be merited, then number two, be given a notice period.
Transfers should be about building more capital in terms of transfer of skills. That's what transfers should be. But I think sometimes people who are bosses bring personal feelings to jobs, and what they feel about one person or the other, not necessarily what that person produces for the organization. Because I don't relate with you well, because I don't like you, I want to transfer you, regardless of my output in the organization.
They may not even take into consideration what the employee goes through. Maybe an employee is difficult according to the employer, or is a drunkard. So this one now, instead of going through a process of rehabilitation, they are transferred. So they transfer the problem from one station to another. So this bill will actually cushion that such cases. The transfer should be in good faith, and the employee should be communicated maybe like 6 months so that they prepare for the same.
Now to counties, more than 3,500 residents of Kitere Minaj Baomo and Amani village in Garsan, Tana River County, are crying foul over what they term as inability to access healthcare services despite the existence of a dispensary within the areas. This and other stories from the counties.
The residents say critical services including outpatient and maternity are unavailable, while ambulance services are hampered by the poor state of roads in the area, with many patients struggling to get referrals.
Kama vile mnaona hii ni matanti hatuna. Hii ni ya kubambanya peke yake. Jambo lingine tunaomba kama inawezekana tuwe na ambulance hapa karibu yetu. Kwa sababu mtu akiwa mgonjwa vile kumtransfer kwa sababu kuna wengine hawezi kupanda kwa pikipiki ni paka gari. Hasa hapo mahali sometimes huwa tunatatizika ukinyesha mvua sana sana.
Meanwhile, the county commissioners for Isiolo, Samburu and Marsabit counties have convened a joint security meeting to address rising livestock theft incidents along the county's borders.
Tumeka mikakati sawa yenye itahakikisha kwamba wizi wa mifugo itakabiliwa sawa na wananchi wanaweza kuishi na waendelee na kazi zao za ufugaji bila wasiwasi wote.
Elsewhere in Kiambu County, calls for stronger action against perpetrators of gender-based violence have intensified, with leaders warning that domestic violence continues to cause untimely deaths and suffering in families.
I'm calling upon all of us to take it as our responsibility to report those people who are the perpetrators. We report them so that we can also bring these menace to an end. We have lost many lives. Our children are also getting defiled and killed.
And residents of Magadi, Kajiado County now claim they are facing uncertainty over water, healthcare, education and livelihoods following the indefinite closure of the Tata Chemicals.
Closure of Tata Chemicals Magadi Limited has actually a greater impact on the local community because the local community depends on the company for water provision, employment and other projects that the company undertakes, including support of education.
Separately, residents of northeastern Kenya are set to benefit from the ongoing construction of the Lapset corridor, which is expected to boost trade and improve security in the region.
Our assessment has revealed that the members of the public have benefited greatly out of this project. We started from the Garissa Passport Office. The office was officially opened by His Excellency the President last year, that is 2025 in February. And as we speak now, over 16,000 residents of this region have benefited out of that project.
Finally, a multi-agency team led by the National Council for Persons with Disability has begun verifying the eligibility of persons with disabilities seeking tax exemption.
3 major regulations that we have developed: registration of persons and organization for and of persons with disabilities, then adjustment orders. Then also the last regulation is the tax exemption regulation, which actually has a big impact on the ongoing exercise.
For Good Morning Kenya, I'm Aaron Marie.
Now let's speak matters business before we close this particular segment on In the Headlines. Road and Transport Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir says plans are underway to establish a legal framework to support revenue ring fencing, bankruptcy, remote special purpose investment vehicles, investor protection and infrastructure-backed securities. This is amid calls by engineers for the ring fencing of revenues generated from infrastructure fund projects to attract more investments and create a sustainable financing infrastructure development. We are currently in Naivasha tracking this, and this is a recap of day 3 yesterday.
Together, let us scale green growth, build smart infrastructure, and secure a resilient future for generations to come.
Discussions on alternative funding models for mega projects took center stage at the 5th ASEC conference in Naivasha, with engineers pushing for a paradigm shift from sovereign debt to innovative funding models.
We are also inching more toward PPP
because PPP allows you to get the infrastructure using private equity.
There is infrastructure today which is bankable, an infrastructure which is mature to be off-taken by the project finance. That's basically to say private sector capital can invest and get return on their equity.
The proposed framework is expected to strengthen the bankability of infrastructure projects by giving investors greater certainty over recouping of their investments.
The catch is, when you get that money, because it is a kind of quasi-debt, it must be put in other projects that will produce more revenues, so that you create a cycle that removes you from the sovereign debt trap.
Churchill said ring-fencing the revenue would provide legal protection against diversion of project cash flows and give investors greater confidence that revenues backing the securities will remain dedicated to the intended infrastructure projects.
Every investment should have return so that the same money is available for many other projects.
And engineers have already pronounced themselves as Kenya launches its Vision 2060 bid. They want to be sitting at the decision-making table in as far as policy is concerned and also be part and parcel of Kenya's development agenda. I'm Regina Manyara reporting for KBC Channel 1. Indeed, as I said, that was a recap of yesterday, and today we're still going to be keeping tabs on that particular conference with a key focus now looking at matters of green growth and green financing. So this booked a couple of matters in the headlines, but before we let you go and head into matters entertainment, let's just give you a result of what happened on WAFCON. Yesterday, we had Algeria and Malawi, where Malawi carried the day in a game played yesterday, scoring 3 goals against Algeria's solitary goal. While Morocco and Cameroon, tough teams there, this particular match ended through penalties, with Cameroon scoring 3 goals on penalties and Morocco only managing 1 at the back of the net. So tonight, at exactly 8 and 11, we're going to be having Ivory Coast squaring it out with Ghana, while South Africa is going to be squaring it out with Nigeria. Remember, WAFCON equal KBC. And on that note, I'm Regina Manyara. I wish you a pleasant viewing ahead, and I hand you over to Mike Megwe for the next set of programming. Remember, Thursday is a new Friday.
Thank you so much, Regina Manyara, for bringing us up to speed with the news. Now, we are about to have the first conversation of the day, but before we do that, I want us to take a very short break. Then we can come back and see what's in store for us. Stay with us.
Kaka, kikuku changu kidogo kiko kwako.
Kanga wa mahanga mwenye matanga na tanga.
Serikali yetu hii imeweka vidhibiti. Tuanze kwa teknolojia. Kabla hujatizama kipindi, serikali na viongozi wetu kunradhi wanakuarifu kwamba kipindi hiki hakipaswi kutizama na mtu aliye na umri wa miaka chini ya 18. Ni chaguo ambalo unafanya wewe mwenyewe kufungua simu yako, kufungua runinga na kutazama.
Lakini mimi naamini chanda chema huvikwa pete. Kunao viongozi
Lakini mimi sioni kama mazuri. Lakini haya wewe mwenyewe wasema kwamba wanajaribu kutuongelesha sijui ni na nini, lakini ngoja nikuulize. Mbona uandamane kama hakuna kosa? Tunaandamana juu tunaona kosa, tunaona shida.
Mke ni kiumbe cha kukandamizwa. Dhibitisha ukirejelea bembea ya maisha.
Kuchapwa. Sara anachapwa na Yona baada ya kulewa hadi kuzimia.
Usipoyarekebisha makosa yako yangali madogo, yatakuwa siku moja makubwa na utajuta sana. Methali gani nafiki maelezo hayo?
Usipoziba ufa utajenga ukuta.
Many thanks for staying with us right here on KBC Channel 1. Welcome back. You're watching Good Morning Kenya. My name is Mike Megwe. Now, for millions of Kenyans working outside country, diaspora is just not about sending money. It is increasingly about creating networks, ideas, skills, and more importantly, investing at home. And, you know, as a new generation, many things abound. We are talking about those investments that I've just said, and also navigating multiple cultures across countries, especially when it comes to those who are working in the Middle Eastern countries. And for that, we are going to have a conversation regarding the next-gen mindset, leadership and cross-border unity. And in this regard, we shall be focusing on the Abagusi association that is in Qatar and founded by one Ibrahim Orenge, and who is the chairperson of Abagusi Qatar Association. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya.
Thank you, sir.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well.
Thank
you for asking.
Now, let's talk about matters of living in diaspora, working in diaspora, bringing investments home, and even in that regard, the aspect of leadership and cross-border unity. Now, maybe to start off, the reason why the establishment of Abagusi Qatar Association was important.
Okay. I want to take this moment to thank you for this opportunity that you've given us to be here today. The reason why we formed this association is because we wanted to give people purpose and direction. We came to realize immediately people, they travel outside the country, they find everything new. They begin from scratch. Like once you travel outside Kenya, you're going to start with a new driving course. You have to do new driving. Like you're going to start from nowhere. And that one, it becomes a shock to many people, from culture shock, environment shock, and being in an environment where you don't know many people, you don't know people. So in this regard, most people, they fall into something easy, and most people, they lose direction during that moment. And as we manage to come together, we've enabled to mobilize people and to share ideas, to share philosophies, and to share thoughts. And regards to that direction, we've managed to discuss and to have a dialogue with our members, and that one has given us the sense of belongingness and making progress. So the purpose of this is we want to invest as a group, we want to help people, and to ensure that we are making progress in life and we are having that sense of purpose. So far, we have a welfare program within our association that helps our members when it comes to whether our members lost a beloved one, a family member or something. We have amount of money that we've contributed within our association that help us to solve that problem. Because many people, once they are working abroad, the family they leave behind, they have a lot of expectations. And these expectations, they are when any emergency happen, they'll be like, somebody will handle it, you know, because it's working abroad and they have these expectations, they're making a lot of money, of which is not true. And during this moment, a lot of people, they fall into depression because of that pressure that is coming from the family. Because they are working, yes, but they're having some things that they're doing. Some are constructing houses, some they are supporting their families and so on. And having this welfare, it has helped us to remove that shame, that when people are expecting you to do something, indeed, you can have that ability to do it within the framework of their association. We have a constitution that will enable us to get that support when it comes to emergencies. And we thought further, we saw that solving the welfare problems alone is not enough, because as we are waiting for the last journey of our lives, of which every person has to pass through that path, we need also to live, we need also to survive. And if we need to survive, it means we need resources. We need to invest, we need to do something for us to get a living, to grow financially. And for that purposes, we came together, we've conducted various meetings, and we've managed to mobilize our members to pull in resources. And we are thinking of having big investment of which we can grow in a short period of time and in a long period of time as well.
Which is a very important aspect, because sometimes there's a lot of money that is received in the country in terms of remittances, which most of the time sometimes go towards household consumption. And now, besides that, how can diaspora organizations like yours now help people channel more money into productive investment? Because we are looking at a point where you're not just working for your family, you want to give them a good future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So investing as a group is very important, because every person has passed through different paths and they have different experiences. And once now we are coming together and share experiences and ideas, that one helps us in making good decisions that will help us in investments. So when we do our investment programs, we are thinking of doing greater things than ourselves that we can do as a person, as an individual. And for that reason, when we do it as a group, it goes beyond that for household spending. It goes for generations. Like after us, we are going to have other people, other generation that is going to come. So we are going to build something that will remain for other generations as well. Yeah.
And you know, for Kenyans who go to work abroad, probably they earn significantly more than what they would make in the country. But now returning home with investments does not really instantly translate to a successful investment. From where you stand, what are the biggest mistakes that people in diaspora make when it comes to investing in the country, now in Kenya, from abroad?
Yeah, the big problem is, and this one has gotten many people, is the trust issue. Let's say you are investing with your family and they are not experts. Maybe you are doing an investment, you are building a house, or you are building a commercial residence or something. So they will end up misleading you or misusing the resources that you send them because of that familiarity you get. But once we come together, we form an association, and first thing we do, we form policies, because we understand how nations are built, and the main aspect that builds nations is forming policies, and these policies are the ones that are guiding people. So these policies enable us to make right decisions when it comes to investment. And that one is very essential, because at the end of the time, we are going to make the right decisions, and we are going to invest in the right venture, unlike somebody investing with people who are not experts.
And you know, sometimes when it comes to investing from abroad, cases of fraud are there.
Yeah, true.
But then again, how would you say it would be the best way to protect diaspora investors from fraud, even cases of poor governance when it comes to an association, and projects that they promise attractive returns, but ultimately they end up failing?
Okay. The good thing that I will tell you, Mr. Mike, is leadership is not about looking for people to lead. Leadership is about identifying your skills, nurturing your skills, and using those skills to serve a people group with excellence. And what the people give you is what I call loyalty or influence. And in the leadership of our association, I'm going to use it as an example. We have the loyalty of our members because they have seen the track record of how we are operating so far. And for the issue that you've raised concerning trust, it's very difficult for any person to trust you just like that without seeing your reputation or your credibility. So what we've done as the leadership of the association, we took time, first of all, to engage our members and to ensure in all things that we do, every person is being involved. So we have events and we have meetings very regularly. There may be during the Fridays, during the weekends when people are not at work. And during that time, all that we are doing is engaging them in conversations that are going to help us to think the same way. And through so, we've built that good trust with people. And people are very loyal to us, and they are willing to do what it takes for us to grow as a people group, because some changes in life, Mr. Mike, is not about only the leaders. Is where it comes to every person becoming purposeful and every person rolling back their sleeves and ensure that they commit to grow together and leaving none behind.
And in that prism of leadership, you know, traditionally leadership is associated with institutions, positions. Now, when we talk about the next generation of people who will be working or are working abroad, how should they view leadership? Should it be measured by their ability to create opportunities, solve problems, mobilize communities, or just by mere fact of having a leadership position?
Leadership, it goes beyond just being a leader, because leadership is a calling. And when we read the good book, for example, the Bible, and we look at the great leaders who have been there in history, I will use an example of a man like Samson. We had Samson in the Bible. And there is a place where I was reading the scripture where Samson would use the bone to fight over thousands of men. And for that reason, after finishing fighting using the same bone, the good book does say he threw it away. And for that reason, when you look at to the generation that we have right now, where leaders, they are using their own instinct to lead a people group, because leadership is very important. Mr. Mike, I want to tell you that for you to be here today, there is somebody who led you over here. For any person who is in abroad, for any person who is in Qatar, for instance, there is a person who led them there. A leader will always lead a people group into a certain realm, like into a certain position. And a leader is a person with visions and with ability to move people into another level. But we come to find there are some leaders that, because of resources that they have, they don't have that mantle, they don't have that fire that burns their bones, that helps to move people forward. They go without ideas, without proper manifesto, and they bribe people, for example, to elect them into those positions. But at the end of time, they don't bring that much impact into the society. Because for results to happen, leaders have to make those results to happen. It's a leader who lead people into somewhere. And when God wants to save a people group, he introduces the right leader, and through that leader, he will save a people group. That's what happened to Moses, and that's what has happened to other communities as well. So when God wants to destroy also a people group, he introduced a bad leader, and this bad leader is the one that will drive people into a pit, because people at the end of the day, they will follow the leader. And if the leader is blind, if the leader is dull upstairs, he will end up driving people into the pit. So leadership, it plays a very huge role as far as society is concerned, as far as associations are concerned. And I support the idea that leadership, it's beyond just being elected. It's beyond just being It takes you being a big thinker, and also engaging other people and ensure you're moving into the same direction.
When you look at your association, it's built around the Abagusi identity, but then again, it operates on a broader Kenyan diaspora. How do you preserve cultural identity and community solidarity without allowing ethnic identity to undermine that sense of Kenyan unity, especially living in another country?
Okay, and I'll go back to the example that I was giving for Samson. In leadership, when God has called you to lead a people group into another level, he will give you a strategy, right? That is what he gave Samson, because we see Samson is using a bone to fight, and he won that fight. And that bone, if another person will use that bone to fight that fight, maybe he cannot win it. When we come to Moses, Moses was given a strategy. He was given it was a walking stick. And through that walking stick, he parted the sea and they crossed in between. So in our association, we have a strategy, and our strategy is not about our ethnicity alone. This, first of all, for the beginning, because, you know, you can't influence people until you have their attention. And the first thing that we wanted to give our members is that sense of belongingness. And once they get that sense of belongingness, that they belong somewhere, and we have the strategy now to open, to start involving other communities as well, because in our association, we have different types of membership. We have our regular members as well. We have associate members. And associate members are members who belongs to other communities.
So it's not exclusively
for the Abagusi only. And we have ensured that we create some chances that enables us to be together. For example, we have a football team. We have both for males and females. And in our football teams, all people are allowed to play in our teams, both from all ethnicity group that we have. And in the investment as well, we have allowed other communities to join us. And in that sense, we build that unity beyond ourselves. But for the purpose of focusing with Abagusi, it was for the strategy to get the attention of people. And immediately we started getting big numbers of people and attention of people, we started having other people who have the same sense of purpose, because the main thing is purpose beyond ethnicity. Yeah, as long as we have the same purpose, as long as we are speaking the same language, the same visions, and we understand what we're trying to do, we allow you to be part of us. So
when it comes to diaspora associations, you know, they can mobilize capital, expertise, and even international networks. What do you think? Should the Kenyan government treat them as strategic development partners as opposed to primarily sources of foreign exchange and just remittances?
Exactly. And that's why I am saying, when working abroad, it's not only about the remittance or only about the money. You know, I define the term millionaire in a different way. I define a millionaire not only about having the resources, but first having the relationships, of which is very important. The relationships is the people who are working abroad. They have managed to create good relationships with other people, and of which is strategic to help us to invest even in a bigger scale, as well as to create that we call it to create that unity, and to create that familiarity with other nationalities from different socioeconomic background. And through so, the government should partner with different associations to reach to each and every person from different countries, more than instead of just focusing with the remittance or what we bring back to the country. Because as we move out, as we network, as we open relationships with other people, we are going to create more chances and more opportunities. We are going to learn a lot. We are going to share ideas, and as well, we are going to share different experience.
Your association is a case study. You focus on promoting economic empowerment and social impact. So how do you measure the initiatives that are actually changing people's lives, rather than just simply coming together in another country as an organization?
For that reason, will you be back again? Sorry.
You know, you are very vocal when it comes to the promotion of economic empowerment.
Yeah, true.
As well as social impact through your association. But then again, how do you ensure that such initiatives actually make an impact of changing people's lives as opposed to just remaining an organization in a foreign land?
Yeah, exactly. So that is what that drives us. That is our main purpose. And how we measure it is, for example, our welfare program. We have helped more than 7 families. Actually, there are 9 families. And these families are the families that they got themselves, you know, when an emergency happens, let's say you've lost a beloved one, we ensure that we send people and we give you the resources that will enable you to go through that period in life, as well as we send people to come and represent us during those, let's say there is a funeral services in your home or something. And for that reason, we are creating that sense of, you know, support. We are giving that social support. As well as we have some skills. We have partnered with some institutions. We are offering skills to some of our members. We have some photographers in our community. And once we sense there is a talent somewhere, we empower that talent. So for that reason, that's how we are measuring that indeed we are bringing impact to a people group rather than existing just as an association.
If your association was given a chance to advise the government on one policy that would make maybe unlock even greater economic contributions for Kenyans abroad, what would that be?
I will encourage the government, first of all, let us understand the need of the people. Let us lower our mask and understand what is on the grounds, because people are truly suffering, and it's not only in Kenya. Even we've had other Kenyans who are being taken to Qatar by fake job promises. And once they arrive in Qatar, they lack the jobs that they were being promised. They lack the resources. You find most of them, they are in the house. They don't have anything to eat. They don't have, you know, the environments that they are in, having the fact that that place is a desert, meaning without an AC, for example, in the house, you cannot survive. And we are advising the government that kindly, the government should look and ensure that when Kenyans leave the country for abroad works, they ensure that there is a system that enables them not to fall into bad hands that will end up wasting other people's life, because their families are expecting something from them. And for this reason, we have a lot of people are suffering, and they're undergoing a lot, and this one is a pain to the people group. And the government it should have structures and systems to ensure that it involves people when making policies and when making decisions.
Very important. I want us to close with this. For those people who want to work abroad, not only in Qatar, but various parts of the world, what is that one thing you need to tell them in as far as belonging to an association is concerned, a diaspora organization from their country?
What I will tell them is unity is power. Unity is power. And once you move outside your country, you need to have that sense of belongingness. But that if you won't find a people group that will welcome you and give you that sense of belongingness, you're going to fall for anything. And most people, once they lack that belongingness, because over there you are working, and most time it's every person is busy with their work. And for that reason, you may lack to get a people who will understand you much better. So once you move outside the country, it's very important, find associations that are from your country, that you're going to find the like-minded people, and through so you're going to interact, these people, they will help you to make decisions. Let's say they will advise you that here is where we transfer our money, they give best rates, here is where we go to the barber shop, They give best rates. Here is where you can do your driving school or lesson. For that reason, you're going to save yourself, like financially, and as well you're going to save yourself from making errors or problems, because once you get to in a new environment, actually you know nothing, right? But having a people who welcome you and they give you that sense of belongingness, and you are united in making decisions and in ensuring that you move into the same direction, I think that is the most important thing for any person who moves outside the country. So I encourage unity to all people who want to work abroad, that once you find there is an association that is existing in the country that you're moving into, kindly just align with them, go through the constitution, go through their values, go through their policies, and if it's something that you can bear with, just be part of a community. For that reason, it's going to save you a lot. Yeah, the destinies, they are going to get directions.
Be part of a community.
Yeah, yes, true.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim.
Thank you, sir.
That has been Ibrahim Orenge, who is the founder chairperson of Abagusi Qatar Association. This conversation ends now, but up next is we shall be talking about how we can scale research and youth potential and enterprise, and that will be through the contributions of my panelists from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. That conversation is up next.
Being given instructions. That's nice. Kaveri in behind for Malawi. Oh, it's dreamland for the Scorchers, who lead Ghana.
With Colette Nzana looking for Mundua. It goes over her head. Oh, she's got knocked down in a big way. It's going to be a free kick. Asta Toko Njoya. There's the shot driven right through. It's a thunderous shot and a great goal. Stunning, absolutely stunning. Driven right through. You can see that there is only one place that that ball is going, into the corner. And Cameroon take the lead in this quarter-final.
Perfect. Thank you so much for still keeping it KBC Channel 1. You are watching Good Morning Kenya. Now, our second conversation will focus on matters of education. Now, we are going to look at how Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology is scaling research, youth potential, and enterprise. Their graduation, 46 graduation, is coming up tomorrow. So before even that happens, because students are looking forward to finishing this phase of their education, how are they going to enter the job market? For that conversation, I'm joined by Professor Daniel Sila, who is a principal, College of Agriculture and Natural Resources. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya.
Thank you very much, Mike.
And also Dr. Rehema Ndeda, who is a lecturer, Department of Mechatronic Engineering. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
And also Professor Hiram Ndirito, Principal, College of Engineering and Technology. Karibu sana, and thank you for making time.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes. Now let's get into the conversation right away, and I will start with you, Sila, and this regards training and academic alignment. Yeah. Now, you know, employers frequently, usually they cite a mismatch between university curricula and marketplace needs.
Yep.
Now, how has your university now updated its technical technical programs to ensure that the class of 2026 enters the job market with the practical and day one skills? And when we talk about day one skills, what are we talking about?
Yeah, thank you once more, Mike. I want firstly to say JKUAT is one of the premium universities within Kenya, and we are organized in a collegiate system. We have 5 colleges. Mm-hmm. These are the niche areas through which we train. We have the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources, mm-hmm. College of Engineering and Technology, College of Pure and Applied Sciences, College of Health Sciences, and College of Human Resource Development. Mm-hmm. It's on this basis that we co-create programs and curriculum that actually addresses to the current needs of the industry. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow, through our graduation, allow me on behalf of the VC to congratulate the 5,300 graduates that we expect tomorrow who are job ready. Mm-hmm. So we do this largely through co-creation of our curriculum with industry. The design of the curriculum integrates a lot of practical skill setting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When we train, our programs are actually organized in such a way that training per week as a 5-hour training session, mm-hmm. where 3 hours are dedicated for practical learning, mm-hmm. whereas the next 2 hours are for mm-hmm. theory. In addition to this, we have mandatory attachments that are organized within the university, and this is a must for all the students. Mm-hmm. This means during the second year of study, most students within campus must remain within campus for internal attachment for a minimum period of 8 weeks. Mm-hmm. In the third year, they have to go for external attachment, which exposes them to the environment of the industry, and on the fourth year, again, for engineering students. Mm-hmm. Beyond this, when you consider the College of Health Sciences, during the second year, they have community engagements that allow them actually to see what happens. And this is engagement with level 1 to level 2 hospitals, whereas from third year through the 6th year, they have clinical attachments with hospitals, level 4, 5, 6, that actually gives them real-life understanding of what is happening within the clinical world and the health sector. And this through mentorship and support of our doctors. Mm-hmm. So it's these programs that actually we create problem-solving students or graduates. Mm-hmm. And more recently, we have also benefited a lot from internships. Immediately after graduation, we have specific industries that request actually internship for our students. For our marine engineering students, for example, we have seafaring for about 6 months. During this period, you get certificate of conformity that allows you actually to practice. If you look at, for example, the College of Agriculture, we have the Bashav program where we send students to Israel for about 11 months. This means when they come back, actually they come back job ready. They become the next generation of entrepreneurs. And this is why we say we train both for the employment sector, but also at the same time owning up to students to be able to become the next techno entrepreneurs. Thank you.
And sending them outside country actually opens them up to different perspectives of the outside world. Professor Ndiritu, when you look at competence-based education, moving into secondary and tertiary pipelines, how is the university adapting its teaching models and assessment frameworks to, emphasize on hands-on problem solving over traditional exam-based testing?
Thank you, Mike, for having us here in this show. Good morning show. It gives us a chance as JQA to demonstrate what we are doing to our graduates so that they are ready for the market. And coming back to your question, thank you again for this question. CBET is here with us. As you have mentioned, we are expecting our CBE students to come in 2009. And we have to embrace it as a university. And what are we doing so that we can...
2029.
2029,
yes.
Sorry for that. And thank you for the correction. Also to mention that besides the collegiate system, as a university, we are also globally organized into divisions. And the divisions are mainly academic affairs, the division of research, production, and extension, and also the division of administration and finance that deals with human resource. For the division of academic affairs, we have the Deputy Vice Chancellor, our Professor Kenya, who has championed the staff training so that we are ready for CBE students. So the first cohort of CBET champions were trained in 2025 last year, and their work is mainly to mentor other colleagues so that they are ready for conversion, alignment of curriculums, so that we are ready to ensure that our lecturers embrace learner-centered training as opposed to teacher-centered training. And we are also undertaking curriculum reforms, alignment, so that we are ready for the CBE student. How are we doing this? We have gone through a series of training, working with stakeholders. For example, the Commission for University Education, that is developing guidelines and frameworks that would help us align our curriculums adequately so that we are ready for CBE. But also to mention that our training, basically at JQAT, if you consider health training, it's more competence-based, architecture, competence-based, engineering also, agriculture, what we carry out in terms of practical training, like what has been mentioned by my colleague, is more of competence-based, but how do we enhance it as we prepare for these learners so that we can make them feel that they are the right, they are proceeding on building their careers and they are able to solve problems as opposed to just knowing what can they do. That is the main philosophy of competence-based training. And our main focus is particularly assessment. How do we ensure our assessment is practical heavy? And that is something that we have been doing. We have a number of our units, a number of our subjects and courses ensure that we emphasize more on practicals. So the practicals that Professor mentioned, they carry a lot of weight. And now with the CBE, we shall ensure that they are even heavier. And in some cases, just like we have been having projects, we will even have more of 100% continuous assessment as it happens, for example, in architecture and also drawing for engineering, and also health training. So these are some of the reforms that we are expecting to have, given that we already are close to competence-based, but how do we make our training more fully competence in readiness for 2029 entry of learners. Thank you.
And you know, Professor Sila said something about sending students outside country, which now brings about the aspect of global academic partnerships. And Dr. Rehema, you know, JKUAT recently expanded practical collaborations with international partners like Vives University and JICA. How do you see these partnerships translating into tangible benefits like practical training and global exchanges for just the average student?
Thank you, Mike, for the question. We understand as JKUAT that we are training for the world. We are training so that our students, our graduates can go to the globe and they can make a difference. So for them to be able to do this, they should have that exposure to the globe, as it were. So our partnerships are directly engaging our students to be able to participate in problem solving across the world. JKUAT, from its origin, was a collaboration with the Japanese government, and they have been, and that collaboration has been successful in building up our infrastructure and also building our capacity in terms of the teaching staff, and engaging also our curriculum so that it is also broad. Now, moving on to that, how does a student come and get the impact? There are a lot of exchange programs which we organize, still with organizations such as JICA. We also have organizations like Vives Africa in Belgium, where the students get to go for short-term visits. At the same time, we also have a pipeline for long-term visits where we have our postgraduate students, master's programs, and PhD across the globe. One of the examples I would mention is DAAD, where our students get to do their postgraduate studies in Germany. Now, apart from that, there's also the aspect of internship. So we have local internship, but we also would like to boost capacity. So we send our students out to different countries. Currently in engineering, we have sent a few students to Europe, and we have other students who are also in other African countries. So it's not only to the northern world, but also within Africa. So this offers us insight in terms of being able to enhance our curricula and at the same time give offerings that will enhance that practical approach. Yes, thank you.
Very important. And you know, when you mention a university, research and innovations, you cannot separate them from that. Now, you know, when it comes to research and innovations, Professor Nderitu, what mechanisms have you put in place to ensure that your university's research findings move out of academic repositories and into commercial markets as viable products?
Thank you once again, Mike, for that good questions. Good question. Our researchers usually carry out research based on funding. We have a lot of funding coming from different agencies like European Union, DAAD, JICA, and we have like over 70 projects within the university. So how do the findings from this research move from shelf again to the market, like you have asked? And there are several avenues. One, let me say that again, the division of research, production and extension carries out, oversees the research activities within the university. They also oversee community engagement through our extension department. They also carry out production role and also ensure that our innovations are commercialized. So they coordinate. There is a department that carries out coordination of innovation, production, commercialization. Again, the university has an IP management system, and we have a directorate of IP and university industry liaison, which acts as a technology and innovation support center, TISC. And what does it do? It carries out screening of research findings so that innovations by students and also researchers can be protected first. It also helps in filing the patents. As a university, we are lucky to have to be leading in terms of the number of patents. We have more than 15 patents so far, and this directorate also oversees NDAs and disclosure agreements being signed, and they manage the IP portfolio for the university. Again, we have an IP policy within the university, very nice policy that was crafted with the support from World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO. And this is a framework that defines the ownership process and also the benefit sharing upon commercialization of these IPs. So then what avenues exist for commercialization? There's self-commercialization, so you have an IP, you can commercialize it as a researcher or a student. You can also license, you can also develop licensing agreements, and this can, the students, the researchers are assisted by this office, and you can also sell these rights. So this is an avenue that we exploit as a university, besides also having JKUAT's, Jomo Kenyatta Enterprise arm, and also JKUATIP industrial park arm, and this helps in further commercialization and business, market research, and also manufacturing arm of the university. These are state-owned, but also fully owned by the university. And we also have dissemination forums where our research findings are communicated through conferences. We also participate in the Nairobi Trade Fair and also different shows within the country. And we have been able to come up with a number of products. For example, our yogurt, very tasty. Professor Sira, next time we shall come with it. And we have been able to carry out quite a number of activities based on being able to identify challenges in the industry and working with the industry so that the industry can consume the findings that we come up with directly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still within that sphere of research and innovation, Daktari, securing research grants and intellectual property rights still remains a challenge, especially for young scholars. How is the university supporting researchers and students in patenting their ideas and, attracting venture funding?
As Prof. Nderitu has mentioned, we have our Directorate of Intellectual Property Liaison. And one of the things that they are key in is sensitization, because most people may have an idea, but they don't know that that idea is something that can actually earn them money. So one of the things that we have really focused on is sensitizing our students, our researchers, our staff on what is IP, what would be considered as IP, can you register this IP, and how do we do it? And so that framework leads into that. Now the second thing is securing research funding may sound as easy as that word, but it really isn't. So one of the things we have done as a university is to come up with a grants management policy. And that looks at the grant pipeline all the way from what are the grants that are available and making sure that the university community knows what grants are available, and then moving forward to what is required to write a research grant or even get venture funding. And so they do a lot of training to the staff and the students regarding these young researchers. Anyone who's within the university community gets this sort of training. And then once you have applied and you are awarded the grant, then they also support in the management of this grant. And they have actually been recognized as one of the top institutions that are supporting grant management across the universities in Kenya. So we also have within our innovation ecosystem, we have an incubation setup called J-Hub Africa. And J-Hub Africa is in contact with different venture funding sources, and they also are a pipeline towards getting funds for innovations. Yes.
Very important. And you know, when you mention JKUAT, what comes to mind is agriculture and technology, and that's actually your foundational strength, Professor Sila. How is the university directly addressing national challenges such as climate change, food security, and renewable energy?
Thank you once more. I would say JKUAT has aligned its research agenda to the emerging issues globally. We have also listened a lot to what our government aspirations are.
Yeah.
So what we have done is that through the division of research production and extension, we have organized ourselves in such a way that we respond directly to what the government is looking for. If it's priority crops of importance for different agroecological zones, we actually carry out research to test field pilot, do field trials to really check the suitability of these crops for different agroecological zones. A good example is the banana. Almost every banana that is grown in Kenya actually almost comes from JKUAT. This is a very important impact that we have been able actually to do. Secondly, through NACOSTI, we were identified as the chair for research in manufacturing. There are two only research chairs in Kenya. And this is to stimulate manufacturing, particularly in the coconut sector. So we look at the entire value chain of coconut, from production to value addition, food products, cosmetic products, textile products, and try to really make sure that the industries that are actually doing this get an edge in terms of technological innovations. Beyond this, we are working with the Ministry of Cooperatives and MSMEs really to revitalize the coffee sector. And this is through clean seedling production. A coffee seedling right now takes 2 years. But I think through tissue culture, we can actually play a big role in actually regenerating and providing coffee seedling. And this is new one where the government has actually called upon us. We also have the reference lab for food fortification in the country. I think we all eat maize flour, we all eat wheat flour, we eat edible oils and fats. This, through the Ministry of Health, have added microvitamins that are actually of public health concern. So our lab works closely with KEBS to check what is the level of salt iodization. We all see salt written iodized, but there is the minimum and maximum thresholds that are given. If it's zinc in wheat flour, there is the threshold that's given. So our lab actually has been funded by the EU to help the government in doing this. So we provide oversight, we train national public health officers and also government in this sector. In addition to this, we are working closely with counties like Nyandarua County to strengthen their potato productivity. Actually, for now, by working within JKUAT, we have been able to show clearly that we can move from production of 7 tons per hectare to about 35 tons per hectare, which is about a 5-fold increment in yields, which is very important for farmers. We also work with counties like Makueni. Their fruit processing plant was actually designed and fabricated with support from different teams from JKUAT, from engineering, agriculture, and economics, really to foresee how the business plan for Makueni fruit processing plant could be done.
Hold that point. We are coming back. I'm informed we are supposed to take a commercial break. When we come back, you continue on that point. And also we shall be looking at youth empowerment and digital skills after this short break. Stay with us.
Wiki hapa kwenye Mkulima tunafuga minyoo wa ardhini ili kupata mbolea yenye virutubisho kabambi.
Ukulima si retirement plan ama ile backup plan kitu ikishindikana. Saizi ukulima inafanywa na vijana, inafanywa na wazee, inafanywa na wamama na pia wanaume. Kwa hivyo ukulima sisi sote tunafaa kujilisha.
Ungana nasi Jumamosi saa 10:30 hapa KBC Channel 1 kwa mseto kamili wa kilimo.
Sorry. Ongea lugha ya taifa.
Mheshimiwa, hii kesi najua naweza kukuachia.
Tuniwachie.
Where electronics were moving there, and yet I myself I know to use power banks. Kwa nini unanunua vitu za second hand na ile hali hata ujeuliza zimetoka wapi?
Mimi niliuliza mahali nilitoka. Siwe nakumbuka mimi niliuliza wewe kitambulisho.
Mimi hujaniuliza.
Hii CCTV camera hata nilitumiwa footage na mimi na kuona kabisa bila unaleta vyombo. Tena hauna aibu. Unatumia bado ile official car ambayo nilikupatia ya kampuni.
Semeji, unajua tu nikifungwa mimi semeji yangu na yako imeisha.
Hakuna shida, unajua vile dada yako alisema kama ni mwizi funga.
Na kama mtanifunga hizo vitu mniwekee vizuri, mimi nikimaliza kifunga nisichukue mheshimiwa.
Right into the middle. Tabitha just knocks it back to Kumalo. There are bodies forward here for Malawi. 5 in the middle, and up it goes, and it's Simwaka who has the header. And it's Conlon who makes the save. Couldn't generate the power that she would have wanted to. Simwaka. What a good ball in from Kumalo. She did well to get us.
Now, the 46th graduation at the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology will be happening tomorrow. So today we're looking at how the university is scaling research, youth potential and enterprise. And before we went on a break, Professor Sila, you were talking about how the university is contributing to addressing national challenges like food security, climate change, as well as renewable energy.
So, to conclude on that one, I was indicating that actually we work deliberately with national government development agenda, because national government is very important for us. They drive the research agenda for the country. But we also look at specific counties and what they are actually projecting as their mandate for the next 5 years. Based on this, we now drive our research agendas based on this. As clearly indicated that we have specific projects that target specific countries, and that target also national government. And this has helped us actually to remain very relevant. We do this in terms of either consultancies or specific requests where we sign memorandum of agreements with the specific teams. But very important also, the university has been very deliberate. Seed production and seedling in food security is very important. To remain climate smart and relevant, we have established the Institute of Biotechnology Research, where a lot of development on clean seed that fit within different agroecological zones is done, including lab trials followed by pilot trials before we release them. We also look at agriculture can also produce waste. We have also established the Institute of Energy and Environmental Technology. And this is now to integrate clean energy from the waste that we generate. So kind of creating a circular economy system where whatever you consider as waste is actually raw material for the next. We have other ventures like Sajorek that actually look at conservation of environment and the related. But again, if you have value-added products, we have the Integrated Prototyping Center of Engineering that actually looks at value-added products. So this is to help actually in stimulating this. We have a Food Technology Center which looks at post-harvest handling and value addition. So we look at the entire food value chain and the impacts it would create to help. Thank you very much.
Very important. Now, let's talk about youth empowerment and digital skills, because we're living in a world where the rise of AI, automation, and also the gig economy. Now, how is the university equipping now the non-IT graduates with digital literacy and AI tools to just give them a competitive edge in the market, Dr. Ari?
Gone are the days when we can hide our heads in the sand and say AI is not with us. It is with us. So we recognize this early on, and as part of our curricula, we have engaged digital skills, digital courses embedded within our curricula, which are mandatory. So every student must do these digital courses. Now, for courses like engineering, where, for instance, AI is used as a tool, let's say for materials measurement, or in food science, where AI is going to be used to be able to create models. So in such systems, then we also incorporating and mainstreaming it in our curricula. Now, we also recognize that there are certain skills that we are not able to embed in the curriculum directly. And for that, we typically have short courses. And in these short courses, then, we are able to engage in courses like AI or how to build apps and so on. And one example is where we have the Samsung Innovation Hub, a collaboration between JKUAT and Samsung, so that we can give these short courses on AI and upskill our students. At the same time, we have collaborations even with our international partners. We recently engaged with an international partner in Japan, University of Tokyo, who will be offering an AI course to our students and staff. So we also have recognized that everyone has to understand the role that AI is playing in our economy right now. And all the way from management moving to the staff, we are doing continuous mainstreaming in our teaching as well, so that we also use the tools in an effective manner. We also are looking at ethics. We are building our AI policy right now, and we are looking at how do we use it in a meaningful way, and how do we also protect our scholars who are coming up, so that even as they are using AI, they're using it for effective means and not for harm. Thank you, Mike.
And regarding inclusive innovation, Professor Ndiritu, it's about your university's innovation hubs. How is the university ensuring that these innovation hubs, they give equal access and participation for female innovators and marginalized groups, especially when it comes to engineering, technology, and agricultural business field?
Thank you, Mike, once again for this question. Our innovation hub, we are talking about the ideas moving from theory to practice, and then solutions that change lives. And how is our innovation hub ensuring inclusivity? The good thing about our J Hub, for example, we have both members of both gender accessing the facility. So when we talk about the staff members, we have staff from both gender. We have advisory council, which is made up of teams from both gender. I know, like, for example, the MD of Microsoft Africa Development Center is one of the members who support this Catherine Moraga. She's one of the mentors. So we have 3 members, ladies, and we have 3 gentlemen in the advisory council. Also within the university, we have a lot of support, and I'm happy to know that Dr. Rehem is one of the mentors. So that way, we are able to encourage ladies to join, be they from within the university as students, be they from outside, because we also carry out activities, boot camps, that are very essential for our female students. We also have ensured that the facility is accessible, particularly to members who are differently abled. We have a ramp that has been established so that they can access the facility easily. Again, we also have a policy framework within the university that ensures that we are able to safeguard rights of rights and privileges of members of both gender and also those that are differently able. So then we have activities, for example, boot camps that I mentioned. We have robotics training. Again, we have a lot of sensitization workshops. And again, the target is not only women, but even school-age students. And the goal is mainly to eliminate this element of stereotypes, cultural stereotypes, early before they come to the university. We again have activities that are multidisciplinary in nature, so that again we ensure not only people from within the university, but even international students who are members of our international community, who benefit also from J-Hub. Thank you.
Professor Sila, yes, when you look at the innovation ecosystem, how do industry linkages and short courses strengthen both technical training and the overall innovation ecosystem?
Yes, I think to stimulate academia industry linkage, we've actually listened to each other and tried to make our curriculum very relevant to what the industry is looking for.
Yeah.
And as I stated earlier, co-creation of curriculum with the industry is quite essential. And this is what CBE is actually also driving us to. So we need to remain very relevant, but industry is also very critical because the industry keeps on dynamically changes. The industry provides us opportunities for attachment. As we said, we need space to attach our students. The students need to get from the class to real life experiences. And this is why exposure at the attachment level is very, very important. Again, some industries have been very clear with after graduation, they are requesting deliberately for internship opportunities for a period of 1 year as they gauge whether they can employ our students. And I would say the employability levels within JKUAT is also very good for our students. We increasingly see quite a number of industries deliberately requesting for our JKUAT engineers, for example, very, very high demand. Our College of Health Sciences, very big demand for this. College of Agriculture, Computing, I think we are present in almost every sector. If you go to Safaricom, you will actually almost find a JKUAT graduate in almost everywhere you begin. And this is a deliberate effort. Work with the industry. Let the industry learn what you can do. Let's hone up the students to really deliver skills that match what the industry is doing. So to help the students to do this, we have also decided that it's very important to have industrial visits. And these are organized on semester by semester basis based on the college itself. In addition to that, we do tailored short courses specific for specific industries. If it's Isuzu Kenya, I think they come to JKUAT, work with engineering and get a specific skill set that actually tailor training for mechanics. We have in-country training programs for running right now in Turkana. This is largely food processing and value addition. This is done with the support from the Department of Food Science and Technology. If you go to computing, again, there are a lot of hubs that are being generated. Recently, I think we had one that was alerting diabetics to actually take their drugs on time and also to eat at the right time. And these are real problems that are being solved by our students. So short courses become a very, very important tool to give people power. If you go to engineering, sometimes the people could be required to do just an additional course to become professional engineers. So we tailored trainings to help actually people who might not actually become engineers to do this. So with professional bodies and other things. So we are spot on that. But we have created an ecosystem where this can be done. And what the university has done there is largely, we have specialized labs in all our colleges. If we go to engineering, we have machining labs, we're very well equipped, foundry, 3D printers that allow the students actually to create pilots that can be tested within the industry. You come to College of Agriculture, we have 4 workshops that are actually food-based. We have a bakery and confectionery products that looks at cereals. We have a fruits and vegetable processing, a dairy section where the yogurt actually, Dr. Derek, Professor was indicating.
Yes.
And also other system. Go to computing. Really state-of-art labs funded by Microsoft, Samsung, Huawei, to enable our students to co-create what the industry is looking for. So we do a lot of testing work for the industry right now, and I think with AI we have seen much more interest, and as my colleagues have said here, we have staff that have the knowledge and skills to do this. So what we do is twinning these senior staff members with people who are just graduating, and also training them with students to do projects that are relevant to the industry.
Relevant to the industry.
Yeah.
All right, let's get an update from Eldoret, where the Defence Force Recruits Training School is it's expected to have a passing out parade of the recruits, and President William Ruto is expected to go and head that event. Our reporter Ben Troy Njue is on standby there. Ben, if you can hear me, bring us up to speed with the latest from that side.
Much, my colleague Mike Migwe back in studio, and good morning to you and to Kenyans from wherever they are watching us from. And as you can see, we are not in the city, we are in the great county of Uasin Gishu, to be specific. We are at the Moi Barracks right here in Eldoret. Many of those who know about the military, this is the 9 Kenya Rifles Battalion right here. We have 9 Kenya Rifle Battalion, but I'll be telling you all about them a little bit later. But we are here because we are expecting the recruits who have already been here for more than 6 months to be also having their day, their graduation ceremony, so to speak, during their pass out. And as you can see, I'm with my colleague Nancy Okware. We've been together since 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
Yes, and just making sure that everything here is planned well. Maybe you can paint the picture for us.
Yeah, thank you so much Ben Troy Njue, na bila shaka mtazamaji, kama alivyokueleza ni kwamba tulifika hapa saa 8 za usiku, na mtazamaji, cha kukujuza ni kwamba tulipowasili tulidhani kwamba tutakuwa sisi ndio tumefika wa kwanza, lakini hali ilikuwa tofauti, manake mwendo wa saa 8 usiku, amini usiamini, wazazi, marafiki, jamaa, kila mtu ambaye ana mmoja wa wale makurutu ambao watakuwa wanafuzu leo hii walikuwa tayari wamewasili. Kulikuwa na msafara mkubwa sana pale katika lango kuu. Magari yalikuwa yamejaa pale kuonyesha kwamba ni watu ambao walisafiri kutoka katika maeneo mbalimbali ya humu nchini wakiwa na ile hamu ya kuona tu jamaa zao ambao wamekuwa hapa kwa kipindi cha zaidi ya miezi 6. Na mtazamaji, kama unavyoona nyuma yangu ni kwamba familia wako hapa kwa wingi, wamekuwa hapa kuanzia mwendo wa saa 8. Waliruhusiwa kuingia hapo baadaye baada ya zile shughuli muhimu za usalama kufanyika, na wako na tu ile hamu ya kushuhudia jamaa zao, marafiki zao wakipiga hatua hii katika maisha yao, ikizingatiwa kwamba wamekuwa hapa katika kipindi hicho cha miezi 6, na wanatarajiwa kuwa leo hii watakuwa makurutu, lakini wataondoka hapa wakiwa majeshi, na watakuwa wanapelekwa kufanya kazi humu nchini katika vitengo vitatu vya jeshi humu nchini, ikifahamika ya kwamba kuna wanajeshi wa anga, kuna wale wanajeshi wa majini, na vilevile kuna wale wanajeshi wa nchi kavu. Hivyo basi watakapoondoka hapa, basi hayo ndio mambo ambayo watakuwa wanafanya. Vilevile wale wanajeshi ambao wamefanya, wale makurutu ambao wamefanya vyema wakati wa mafunzo ambayo yamekuwa yakiendelea hapa, watakuwa wanatuzwa katika hafla hii ambayo itakuwa inaongozwa na Rais William Ruto. Na sasa pia ningependa kumkaribisha tena mwenzangu Ben Troy Njue atueleze tu mengi zaidi kuhusiana na yale ambayo tunatarajia leo hii hapa katika chuo hiki.
Very well, just like my colleague Nancy here said, we expect 5,000 recruits to be graduating this morning. And just to point out some of the things that they have been working on for the last more than 6 months. One is the drills, you know, the marching. They have been working on that. They have also been working on weapons and also marksmanship, and also character development. Not the social media one, but character development as well. We do expect the president also to give them some pearls of wisdom. Remember, the president, he will be here on his capacity as the commander-in-chief. And since we are here in the Moi Barracks, allow me just to point out a brief history of where we are. Just like I say, this is the 9 Kenya Rifles Battalion. We have 9 Kenya Rifles infantry battalions in the country, beginning with 1 KA, which is based in Nakuru. Then we have the 3 KA, which is based in Lanet in Nakuru. Then we have 5 KA, the Fighting 5, which is based at Gilgil. Then from there we have the 7 KA. 7 KR, they are the Maroon Commandos. You remember the Amka Kumekucha song? Those are the guys behind that song. And from 7 KR, we have 9 KR, where we are right now. Then we had 11 KR, but that's a story for another day. We skipped 13, so we also have 15 KR, which is based in Mariakani. From 15 KR, we have 17 KR, which is based all the way in Garissa. And then we have the 19 KR in Mombasa. And also, don't forget the Manda Bay. That is 21 Kenya Rifles Battalion. Those are the 9 battalions that we have in the country. And allow me to just point out the history of this place, which started out way back in 1955 in Lanet as King's African Rifles. You remember that Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, we had a joint army that during before independence, and that is why one of the training facilities was in Lanet, which later gave birth to this recruit training college, RTC, the famous RTC in Eldoret. That is where we are. In 1961, the training halted due to the independence and changed from to African Training Center. 1961, 1970, the name changed to Armed Forces Training College. Remember, it was at Lanet, then it was brought here. But in Lanet, we still have another military college, that is the Kenya Military Academy. Where we are is for the servicemen. In Lanet is for the officers. So here we're expecting over 5,000 officers to graduate as Officer 3. Or privates. You've had Saving Private Ryan in one of the movies. So they are graduating here. And from there, they will be separated into the 3. They've already been separated from the Navy, Army, and the Air Force. But they will go and gain further training in regards to military. So it's not just the only training that they had here. And they will also do trade tests. You'll find others who will be going for the mechanized brigade. You'll find others in the infantry. You'll find others in the artillery. So they will also gain much knowledge in regards to that. We do expect the Commander-in-Chief right here to be officiating this. And there's something also I also wanted to point out is that right here at the RTC has been ground for the training of recruits for so many years and has made Kenyan soldiers among the best in the world. Why am I saying this without batting an eyelid? It's because we have seen our Kenya Defense Forces officers go for peacekeeping missions, be it in Sierra Leone, be it in Sarajevo, be it in Zimbabwe some couple of years back. That is why they're always in the United Nations peacekeeping mission. And I spoke to one of the generals and he said the key is discipline. So we do expect the discipline forces here. This place will be filled with soldiers from the Kenya Navy, Army, and also Air Force in the next couple of minutes as soon as the head of state is here. Unless you have something else to add, my colleague? Back to you in studio.
Many thanks to you, Okware and Ben Troy. They are bringing us up to speed with the events as they unfold right there in Eldoret, where the president is expected to preside over the passing out parade of the recruits, over 5,000 recruits. Back in studio, this conversation regarding the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. Dr. Sila, when you look at your institution and from where you stand, how can local governments and the private sector now better leverage your university's innovations, such as, smart farming tech, engineering prototypes, to just spur enterprise and industrial growth surrounding communities, especially within the county of Kiambu and surrounding areas?
Okay. Thank you. I think, as indicated clearly, JKUAT has a very strong legacy of ensuring that we create impacts within the environment we are and outside the environment. Mm-hmm. So what we did in 2023 is we tried to align our strategic plan 2023-2027 to the national government development agenda, at the bottom-up transformation agenda. So in the areas relating to food and nutrition security, the College of Agriculture actually has infrastructure and staff that actually can deliver within food security. The second pillar, which is on universal health coverage, there we have the College of Health Sciences. They are working closely with national government actually to help when issues of health come in place. They work with pharmaceutical companies. They work like COVID-19 period. Actually, all the modeling was done with support from our colleagues from statistics at College of Health Sciences. When it comes to catalyzing what the MSMEs are doing and revitalizing the manufacturing sector, we have the College of Engineering where Professor Derito sits. So again, there they bring technological innovations that catalyze change for MSMEs. We have affordable houses. This is actually under the School of Architecture and Building Sciences. Our scientists also, they are playing a very, very big role. And lastly, on digitization. I think we are in the front runners when it comes to computing and digitization, AI, cyber-related issues. And this is to mean for private sector, for communities, we are very, very ready. We have projects like what you have just discussed, the Mukulima TV, where we work with KBC, really to roll out our innovations to communities. In Turkana, I had already said that we have third country training programs that are actually paid for by JICA. Within Kiambu, we have what you call Kiambu community outreach programs, where we target the poultry industry, the dairy industry, the key sector of refertilization within Kiambu County. And we work closely with the county government of Kiambu really to do this. So with the industries also, what we actually have done is that we have proof of concepts that help them actually move to the next level. We have labs that can be used to pilot some of the activities that they are doing. And this has created really a very good innovation atmosphere where industry communities can come to JKUAT for problem solving. So we are very happy and encourage the current lot of students to join us in JKUAT. Those first years who are coming in September, you are coming to the right place because this is the university of choice and the university of a difference. Thank you very much.
I'll take that as your closing remarks. 30 seconds to talk to anyone who would want to join or graduating tomorrow in JKUAT.
Congratulations to the graduating class. You have done well and you are our ambassadors. To the ones who are coming in September, welcome to JKUAT. This is where we bring ideas to reality. To our industry partners, we are open to partner with you. We are open to continue to engage, to make our offerings in our curricula, in our research, in our innovation much better. So welcome to JKUAT.
Professor Ndrisho.
Thank you for that. Again, just some quick point. With the County of Mombasa, we are working with the County of Mombasa. We have MTCC Africa, Maritime Technology Cooperation Center, where we work with Kenya Ports Authority, Kenya Maritime Authority. And again, within the health sector, we helped the government in terms of coming up with a digital solution for managing COVID-19. To the graduates who are, to our students who are graduating tomorrow, congratulations. We believe that they have what it takes to make an impact in the industry. The ones who are coming in September, we have very vibrant programs, although quite a number of our programs are already fully subscribed, but somebody will always find space. We have professional accreditation of our program locally, and in some programs you have international accreditation. For example, Washington Accord for engineering programs. We led the country in being a signatory to the Washington Accord. Our programs are very instrumental with that, and also Commonwealth Association of Architects for architectural programs.
Yes.
Thank you.
Asante sana. That is Professor Hiram Derito, who is a principal, College of Engineering and Technology, as well as Dr. Rehema Denda, lecturer, Department of Mechatronic Engineering, and Professor Sila Daniel, who is a principal, College of Agriculture and Natural Resources, speaking to us about how JKUAT is bridging higher education and market demands. This is where this conversation ends. My name is Mike Migwe. Thank you for tuning in. Up next is Vivian Ndegwe with Entertainment Thursday. Stay with us.
Everything you know is a fragment of a story.
We only see the outer shell of facts and happenings through a time period of change in policies, regimes, traditions, and climates. We explore the moment that shaped our present and build our identity.
Legacies, stories behind iconic figures, landmarks, folktales, and myths, linking the past to the present. Experience a journey through time in the history of our country. Know your history every Friday at 9 p.m. on KBC Channel 1.
Oliver music again now. Another Jesus and music. Let it go. Kesike balasi kolonge belo donate chen. Kesike ne rasi bode belo areti chen. Osilu osilu, alema papa silu. Osilu osilu, adawe de kasilu. Oliver music again now. Another Jesus and music.
Unique boy.
Kesike balasi kolonge belo donate chen. Kesike ne rasi bode belo areti chen. Osilu osilu, alema papa silu. Osilu osilu, adawe de kasilu. Osilu osilu, alema papa silu. Osilu osilu, adawe de kasilu. Lolo tomore, abelu kitaba kirulolo. Abelu kitaba kirulolo. Ola ola nakara, abelu kitaba kirulolo. Abelu kitaba
Unique boy.
Mama kipopi tuna ako panare bello kina etungana ne todikina hedeke bondi selaya mina kiska toto kajajo kitamasi alama kiska papa bakugo kikunyu tu kinyare suma kipapa suma kipapa shomo ya alama osilu osilu alema papa silu osilu osilu adawe de kasi
Unique
osilu osilu alema papa silu osilu
wake watakuwa washahema. Tuliza boss, acha nye dogo chapa, dogo bigimina chapa, nina chapa, siya tunatapa, vitu tunatoa grandpa, tafogopa
TLMO chapa, mwani fota, mwani taka, omidomo, mtafyata, sexy misi baduki grandma.
Shamir chapa, utanipata wapi grandpa. Gonna lovers in the stereo, adjust your area. Fimbo ina chapa, fimbo chapa, fimbo ina chapa, fimbo chapa. Nye, hatutaki nye, ukileta nye, fimbo.
The DJ other DJs wanna be. It's the one and only
DJ Unique, the messenger. Nick, oh boy.
other DJs know that.
Unique
wine and catch it, bring it down and touch it. Panic well and I'm a jiggy maziwa. Tanaka wezi kuvalia jacket, akatoa market, jamani fuck na impi manisha na balance kana dai for malisha na kapatia ka chance kwanza venya na tatisha na kamesa ya glance na nasikia alikupea ni basi kukatana wenye mkwa superstar na wengi wao utakata mwambia lazima triple dance unaanza kulia kushotongalia tingiza ni kama unanitania unaanza kulia kushotongalia tingi alafu basi nipe dance samawa dance pakawa you dance samawa dance pakawa.
The DJ other DJs wanna be. It's the one.
It is officially that time where we get to entertain you, we get to enjoy some good music, as well as get to know what has been happening in the world of entertainment, the trends that have been happening. This is the time for you to get to know all of that. Our DJ has been holding it down on the decks. That is the one and only Unique, the DJ. Yeah. Uko fiti Unique? Hauna grills sasa ukifanya hivi like
Zinaka very soon. Very soon.
The grills are coming.
They're coming.
All right. Okay, so you had already mentioned what we should expect.
Yeah.
Umesema leo tuko everywhere. Unatupeleka kila mahali.
Exactly.
Every kind of genre.
Yeah, new music, old music, R&B. Leo lazima nicheze reggae ama?
Reggae. Yeah. Why not? Why not?
I got you.
Why not? Watu wa reggae lazima pia hao wapate kuwa part of this party. It's a morning party. It's a Thursday morning party, and this is the only place where you can get to enjoy some good entertainment this Thursday morning. Now, before we get, you know, into the dancing and the trends, I want us to talk a bit about a concert that happened, and that is the Matata concert. Matata held a concert at Mass House during the weekend, that is on Saturday, and let me tell you something, that was a concert and a half. It was massive. There you have it. We have the footage on your screens. Like, it was so beautiful, and people came out in numbers. It was fully packed. They sold out the entire venue space. And as you can see, the lineup was quite something, you know, from the hype man of the show, who we can actually see on the screens, that's Gooderman, to the artists that were there just to support Matata as they did their show. It was quite something.
Whatever I loved about the show, the lineup, it was just selective.
Yes.
Ilikuwa amazing.
Yes.
And every person mwenye aliingia kuperform, ali put out his or her best.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, it was the creme de la creme of the Kenyan entertainment scene, that is musically speaking. And, you know, vile tu unasema, everyone put their best foot forward in terms of performing. That's Chris Kaiga right there on your screens. Like, everyone put their best foot forward. But did we expect any less?
That's Matata, my friend.
That's Matata. That is Matata. And you know the thing, exactly, wanaleta Matata, ndio hawa hapo kwa screens. You know, and the thing with them, they are good musicians. Like, ukiwasikiza wakiimba, they are really good musicians. Exactly. And then at the same time, just as you can see on your screens, they are great choreographers. You know, they began as dancers. Back in the day, they were first dancers and choreographers before they got into now the singing part of it. So you definitely know that you are going to be entertained. No doubt whatsoever.
Actually, what I really like about Matata, they can sing, they can dance.
Yes.
Now, they really can do much.
Yeah.
Their performance on stage, they will never disappoint.
Absolutely. They just know how to work around the crowd. Sure. Like, when Matata is performing, ukiketi chini labda ukwe tu usikii vizuri hiyo siku.
Hata kama usikii vizuri
utasimama. Utasimama, because they work that stage and they know how to work a crowd. You will enjoy. Like, you will be entertained. Sure. That was amazing. There they go with their choreography. I think
also something I've loved about Kenyan music, where we are heading, we are really heading to somewhere good.
Yes.
Because I've seen a lot of artists are just making sure they have their own like events. Like, you see the previous event ilikuwa ya Nadia Mukami.
Yes.
And it was also amazing.
Yeah.
There are also other artists, the songs, they need so much events, even comedians that are doing their own events. Nikiona something like that, people are really trusting in their craft.
Yeah.
And they want to put outside there for other people to see.
Yeah.
And that is bravo, Mazi. Even fiti sana.
Absolutely,
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Like, it is such a great time.
True.
For the Kenyan music scene. And they also had Braka Braka from Uganda. Yeah, it is so amazing. It is so amazing. And, you know, just as you've said, right now, you know, musicians are not waiting for promoters to set up a show for them and call them for a show. Yeah. They're deciding it's good when there's a show and a promoter wants me on board. Perfect. But as I wait for that, I can organize my own event and have funds coming through. And the fact that we are having, you know, Kenyans just coming out to support. Even in Nadia's event, it was sold out. This one is sold out. Nameless is going to be having an event as well, celebrating 25 years in the music scene. I bet you it's going to be sold out. Yeah. As well as Red Sun's event, which is also coming up this month. It is going to be sold out. So I'm loving the pace. We are absolutely loving it.
Also fans who are Manchester and Arsenal.
Oh,
also happened within the weekend.
There was that too.
Yeah, exactly. It happened on weekend. Na tena mafans wa Manchester tulikuja confirm because we confirmed that tuliwachapa ya first leg.
Yeah.
Alafu the same day Arsenal bado walichapa. Oh no. Hatuna huruma, by the way.
It was a bad day for Arsenal fans, but it's so good to see these kinds of events happening. You know, whereby they just decide. It was organized by Eric Omondi. Sure. So he decided. I mean, we have such strong support. You know, when it comes to the English Premier League, huku Kenya, like especially fans wa Manchester, fans wa Arsenal, fans wa Chelsea, wasijui Liverpool. So alifikiria akaona, how about we play now? Like, let's get in the field and get to play. So there was the Arsenal and Manchester fans playing. Of course, the Manchester team won once again. Once again.
What do you expect? The Red Devils.
There's got to be another rematch. I don't know. But there was also the